Hey guys, welcome to my series Virtual Room Classroom of Excellence. This video is for the assignment Trash Tag Challenge for accommodations. So if you are seeing that assignment in Teams, you're watching the right video. So first things first, I want to go over that yesterday it was showing that the due date was Thursday. It's not due for you guys till Monday, okay? This closes, meaning the last day you can possibly send it to me is next Friday. So you could have over a week to do this assignment if you needed to, or a week to do this assignment. Okay, because we started working on this Wednesday, and then Thursday is what you were supposed to do, and then Friday I've got stuff to help you, and then over the weekend. Now, if you mess up and you get it to me by Monday, then I can send it back to you and you can fix it, and then that guarantees you're not going to have an F on a 20-point assignment. I'm really trying to help you guys and be flexible so that this isn't a grade that tanks you. It should bring your grade up and keep your grade at a constant, like a B or a C, a constant grade level. So not doing this assignment or rushing through it is not a wise choice, okay? All right, so let's just jump right into it. If you notice that for today, we're going to follow the video, which is this one, to help with your reasoning. All right, I'm going to go through everything just to help you guys, and then you'll also refer to this over the weekend when you're doing all your work. All right, so first things first, how do you access everything? When you go down here, it says reference materials and student work. You can't, reference materials, that means you can't open it and edit it. It's a PDF. See how it says PDF right here? You can't fix it. You can't write on it. It's unable to be edited. And that's for students who don't have, maybe you don't have PowerPoint. So when you click the PowerPoint, it won't open for you. This is what the PowerPoint looks like. Okay, this is the one that was in the video yesterday. It just has extra information. You guys don't need all of this, but it's just a reference for you if you need it, if you're confused. Okay. All right, so here's where you actually do your assignment, is this Word document. Even if you don't have Word, you can still use it and not have to download anything. It should open up on all devices. Okay, so you click it. Okay, and now it's going to say, all right, well, I want to work on it. I can't. What do I do? Oh, if you start trying to do this, it's going to say edit document. Okay, or you can come over here. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Okay, the other way you can do it is go right here to edit document, edit in browser. Edit in desktop app means it'll open up Word for you. So don't pick that one if you don't have Word on whatever device you're using. Click this one. You're going to edit it right here in Teams. And it saves automatically so it won't lose your work. Just don't accidentally submit it. So let's edit it in browser. Okay, now I can put my name on it. I can go down here. Okay. First thing I would do is put my name. Okay, I can't do that because I'm going to mess it up. So put your name on there. Okay. So objective. This is what you're doing. It says, oh, this is supposed to say Monday. Sorry, guys. I'll fix this. Monday. And it's gonna be my. All right. Students interpret and report the collective data from the Earth Day Trash Tag Challenge. We're talking about everybody. So even if you didn't do the Trash Tag Challenge, you're not exempt from this because I consolidated and shortened the assignment for you. Okay, so these things have been done for you. You don't have to write a testable question. You don't have to write the claim. I did the data table and graph. Okay, you're not doing those things. All right, I'm going to go over those with you so you can understand. Okay, and then I made teacher notes in purple for you. Okay, so the data table is understanding the data table graph. So it shows the number of items collected during the outdoor challenge, not the indoor, outdoor. Okay, there's a lot less data. The percentage shows how much of each there were. So when you go down and you look at this, see how there's a percent? It's okay, so 30% of what we collected was recyclable. 70% was trash. Okay, that's what they're talking about, percentages. And then look, I made a little pie chart for you. So the green is recycling and the blue is trash. Okay, so if you were in an honors class, you would be making both these things. You don't have to do that, guys. Okay. All right, and there's a pie chart. Okay, so now let's look at claim. That's another thing that I did for you. Okay, so the claim is a statement or conclusion that directly answers your testable question. So let's scroll down this way. Okay, if you notice, this part's done for you. Testable question. Here's what we're trying to figure out. Here's what we're trying to answer. How does sorting out recycled items affect how much trash is thrown away. Okay, so our independent variable is recyclable items, and then, oh wait, hold on. And then, so it's recycle for independent, and trash being thrown away is the dependent variable. So recycling is what we counted, right? And we measured. Oh no, what we changed. I'm sorry. Sorting the recycling items was what we changed. And then what we measured is how much trash was thrown away. So we counted the recycling and that. Okay. So our answer to that question, how does sorting out recycled items affect how much trash is thrown away? The answer is, based on what I showed you down here, recycling can decrease how much trash is thrown away. Okay, well, what do you mean by decrease? Decrease means it goes down. So how is recycling making the trash number go down? Here's how, this is what's going to help you with the evidence. Okay, all right. Recycle and trash are both waste. They both leave your house and go somewhere else. They don't stay in your house, so they're both waste. One type of waste, recycling, can be reused. Trash, it goes into a landfill and it sits there and rots, sometimes over hundreds of years. Recycling, it goes to a plant. Sorry, I had to sneeze. No Rona, I just have a little bit of allergies. Anyway, so recycling has to goes to a facility and gets remade into something else. It doesn't sit in a landfill and just become true waste. Okay, it gets reused. Okay, so if everything wasn't recycled, this would say, trash would say 100%. If recycling decreased, how much trash thrown away? 30% of what we collected did not get thrown away. Okay, so that's 30%. 2,522 items were not thrown away in the trash in the landfill. Okay, so when you go down here to evidence, it says write out the data and numbers that explains our answer. You're going to talk about what I just said. Okay, we had all of these items. Okay, now remember how, like if you notice up here, I talked about recycling. So that's what you're going to talk about. You're going to talk about how there were this many items, and this much was recycled. Okay, 30% of all of the waste that was collected was able to be reused. Okay, so what you're going to put here is only numbers. Okay, 30%, da 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 da. Okay, I'm not going to give you all the answers. This is very short. You only talk about your numbers. Don't talk about, because you'll get confused. And here, reasoning. See, this is a big point part. Explain how the evidence above answers your questions in 10 sentences. Okay? This is where, remember, this is a 20-point assignment, so I got to push you a little bit. The evidence, what is this saying? Okay, it's saying that 30%, 70%, here's all the numbers. You're writing that out as, okay, here's what backs this up. So you've got what? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 numbers in this little chart, right? You don't have to talk about every single number. Only talks about the numbers that are dealing with recycling and answer this question. What numbers show that recycling is lowering how much trash is thrown away? That's what you're saying. All right, in your reasoning, explain how the evidence above answers your question. Okay, I explained this. All right, this is where you say in reasoning, hey, this is all waste. All of this is waste. This much is waste. Okay, 30% of that can be reused. And then you get into more detail about how it can be recycled, how to properly recycle. Okay, you're using that information. Now, for your conclusion is where I want you guys to try to convince somebody else to reduce their waste. Say, hey, we as a school or as an 8th grade class were able to recycle 30% of our trash. How are you going to make this 50%? How can we reverse these numbers? How can we make there be more recyclable and less trash? Think of it that way. Think about reversing these numbers to write your conclusion, okay? You guys don't have to worry about talking in third person. You can use I, me, we, you, and us in conclusion. Here is where you're just talking science. So you're just saying, 30% or this amount was trash, such and such. Don't say this exactly. I don't want to give you the answer. Such and such had this much waste. Cool. See how I said 2 or 3 sentences? You're not going to talk about all 5 of these numbers. You're not going to talk about all 5 of them. You're going to talk about maybe 2 or 3 of them. Okay? Shortened. All right, so reasoning again. Explain how the evidence answers your question. How does this tell us that it was reduced? Remember, you add this together. 70 plus 30 is 100, right? So this is 100% waste. How much of the waste was reusable? 30%. How much just had to go into a landfill and sit there for the rest of its life? 70%. It's a big number. Okay, so you're going to explain that in your reasoning. Okay, I think I'm going to change this. I think it'll be easier. I'm going to change this to 8 sentences instead of 10. So you guys are going to see it as 8 sentences. I think that'd be a little bit easier to do. So explain what's happening here. Explain what I just said in your own words in 8 sentences. Okay, that's the big chunk right here. All right, and then you have your conclusion where you convince others to reduce their waste. Okay, so your goal today, all right, so your goal for Friday is to make sure your evidence is done. Start your reasoning. Because it's hard. It's good to break things down and take breaks, but when you walk away, you'll forget things. So finish your evidence and start your reasoning so that when you come back and you pause for a minute and you come back, you're not going to be like, wait, what was I going to say about reasoning? Take notes. Okay, look, it automatically saves it. See how it says save in the corner right here? Okay, it automatically saves. So if you walk away or you close out of this, you don't have to worry about it, okay? You're not going to submit this until you're completely done. So when you're ready to submit, you've done your evidence, you've done your reasoning, you've done your conclusion. Make sure it says saved right here. You're going to close. Okay, and then you'll be able to, up in this corner, it'll tell you to turn it in, but I'm looking at it as a teacher, okay? You turn it when you're completely done. Do not turn it in until you've done every part of it. Okay, so again, this is how you go back in. All right, edit documents. If you forget to do this, it's going to remind you to do it if you start trying to type. Okay, so this part up here helps you a little bit just to explain things. So if you're confused, this kind of breaks down what you're trying to do. Okay, you're trying to explain so for reasoning, you're trying to explain the results of the trash tag challenge, the outdoor one. Why would it be important to know this information? Okay, and then if you're stuck with the conclusion, try to answer these questions to help you. Okay, this is just for conclusion. Don't answer these in reasoning. Reasoning is basically you're explaining the reason why your evidence backs up the claim I made for you, and that claim is your answer to this question, the testable question. Okay, so I know this seems like it seems weird and it seems a crazy thing. You already do this. You do this in English all the time. If you have to do textual evidence, so if Miss Flores or Mr. Kane or any English teacher that you have, Miss Lipscomb, if they have you do something where you have to read a passage, and then it's going to ask you questions like, what was the thesis statement? You know, create a thesis statement on what this article said. That's a claim. That's a claim. All right, that's the same as this right here. Okay, then it's going to ask you, okay, what evidence in the text, in the passage, backs up what you said? So you'll take a quote, right, and you'll use a quote from there. Cool, we don't have quotes, we have data. We've got actual numbers. That's what we use. And the last thing it's going to do is going to have you explain your answer, right? It's going to have you explain all that, and that's reasoning. Okay, it's no different than what you've been doing in English for years. It's just, in English, you have all the words written, and you have to take apart the words. For science, you're taking numbers and you're putting them to words. You're taking these words and explaining them to us. Okay? Here's our question. How does sorting out recycled items affect how much trash is thrown away? Our answer is recycling can decrease how much trash you throw away. The evidence is right here. Look, this is all waste. Okay, so let's say you couldn't recycle, then all of this, even if you separated recyclables, this would be 100%. It would say 100. Okay, not 70. Okay, this is 100%. I'm actually going to put this up here. 100% of waste. Okay, that's how many items. We break it down. I did the math for you. 30% of what we collected was recyclable, could be reused, and the other 70% had to go to a landfill. Okay, so that means there's 30% less waste. It went down. The trash amount went down. Recycle made 30% of what normally would be thrown away is reusable. Okay, so when you go to evidence, you're going to talk about that 30%. You're going to talk about that 100%. You might just talk about these two numbers, or you might compare these four numbers. Okay, I would not talk about all five numbers. It's a lot. Okay, 1 to 2 sentences. Reasoning is going to explain everything I just said. You're going to actually write those words out. Hey, the recycling was this much, and that was 30% of our overall waste, which means it's not going to go into a landfill and this much trash. And you're going to explain that in 8 sentences. You're going to explain why it looks this way. You can use the pie chart too as an example. The pie chart right here is showing you that this, when you look at it, this is all recycling and this is all trash. Okay, it's a good chunk. The whole pie isn't full. The whole pie is waste, but this green part right here is recycling, and that gets reused. And you're going to explain that in your reasoning. And your conclusion is try and convince your friends or your family members or other students ways that they can reduce their waste in 3 to 5 sentences. Okay? I'm actually going to change this to 5 sentences because I lowered this one to 8 sentences. So, ha ha ha. All right. So you're going to explain this as best you can, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, you can message me. I know this video is long, but it should help you. Take it step by step. I want to hear you, not me. So if you're sitting here going, and then the recycle, no, 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 no. If it sounds like you wrote down what I said, you're going to get a 0. I want to hear your words. You have to interpret this to me. I made it easier for you to interpret it by giving you the question, the claim, and the graphs and the data. All right, so it's been reduced for you to help you. So don't feel overwhelmed and don't rush through it because it'll show and it's a 20-point assignment. All right, guys, so again, feel free to message me. I will not respond over the weekend, but Monday I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you're stuck, use this video, watch it twice if you need to, and then message me and I'll try to help you. Okay, guys, have a great rest of your weekend and good luck.